And it looks like we are now live. Hello, everybody. This is Ralph with a live stream today. And I just got off a Think and Grow Rich mastermind call, and man, those things are getting. The more that I really start participating in those things, I mean, the more I get out of them. And I think that's like a lot of things in life. You get more out of something, whether it be, a business, a church, a mastermind group, an organization, anything. You get more out of it if you remember to put something into it. And this morning, I mean, the call was just wild. It was a lot of people sharing about their own experiences of growth, a lot of the miracles that they've seen manifest in the lives of their family. And it's just a very inspiring way for me to start my day. And what we do in the Grow Rich Mastermind call is we go over a lot of different material. Two of the main texts that we use, one here I have in hard copy, hardcover, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And that's a fairly nice size book. I got this. I make sure that a lot of the books that are important to me, I actually have them in physical copy, preferably in hardcover. And yeah, I've got this thing here. Great book. I spend some time with this every day. And we cover this in the mastermind call. One of the other books that we cover, and this is a little bit bigger here, this is The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. And this is, a little bit bigger of a book. And I mean, these books are valuable. I mean, I went ahead and made sure I got both of these things in hardcover. Think and Grow Rich, I think that was about a $30, $30 book. This one, I think I picked up about $35. So anywhere from $60 to $70 for these two books right here. And to me, this is well worth it because, sometimes I can be kind of thick headed. And so sometimes I just need to pound something into my head. Hardcover works for that. And I mean, whenever a book is important to me, I want to make sure that I always have access to it. And the way things can be with some online copies, it's like, the internet shuts down. I've got a lot of my books I've got in Kindle because, it's nice to have a good Kindle library. I've got this little thing I use as a reader. I got about 130 books on this little device here. Got access to about 130 books. Try doing that in hardcover. But anything that's important to me, I make sure that I do have it in hardcover because if the power shuts down, if the internet goes down, if the powers that want to be, that control, the tech industry decide that, for some reason we're going to blacklist Napoleon Hill and just erase all his stuff from the internet, still got access because I still got it in hardcover. So anything that's important to me, a lot of my books are in Kindle. A lot of my books are on Audible because I like to listen to these things as well as read. But anything that is absolutely, very important to me, I make the investment making sure I have it in my physical library because, that's good insurance, I think. Make sure that you have something in your physical library because if you lose access to your non-physical library, the physical library is great to have as a backup. So, yeah, I believe in being an active participant in my own growth, so much so that I believe in investing a certain amount of my worldly goods to maintaining a good physical library in my own home, maintaining a good virtual library online, and maintaining a good Audible library, again, online. And so many people in life, they will just have a drifter type attitude, just a take it or leave it type attitude. It's like if the universe wants to smile on me this day, I will roll with it. But if the universe doesn't want to smile on me this day, then I'll just whine and complain and go through the motions. and just make the best of everything. And I believe if you want to be a success in your life, you have to be an active participant in your own life, in your own business, and definitely in your own growth. If you're just drifting along like a leaf on the wind, hoping for the best, you probably will not manifest the best in your life. It depends on your attitude. It depends on how much you want to be an active participant in your own life. And so many people, they'll call their tarot reader. You know, we do tarot readings. That's how I got into consulting with a lot of people. We tarot makes the act of giving consultations fun. And so some people, they would never call, a professional coach to get advice, but they will call a tarot reader. So yeah, for me, that tool of tarot opens the door. And a lot of people, though, will just call their tarot reader or their online psychic or their astrologer wanting to know, what is my future? And they want you to give them, a good final outcome. And they'll do anything to try to guarantee success in their life, except doing one thing: taking responsibility for their own life, their own growth, and their own actions. They'll spend a lot of money consulting tarot readers, astrologers, online psychics, but I mean, they don't want to be responsible for their own life. And one lady, I think she's passed now, but she was also a person that was active in tarot reading. And one thing that she would say to her people on Twitter is that, folks, I can't do everything for you. I will not do everything for you. Become an active participant in your own life. And that's the only way things work, is if you actually start working the process of your own life. And what I like to do anymore, I mean, I like to be using tools that encourage people to take responsibility for their own lives. Tools like, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, other, self-help books, other series that have been around for over 100 years, time tested. And I mean, there's a lot of potential in using these tools if you actually take responsibility and start using those tools. When I was in college, I had a good library back in college. We're talking like 45 years ago. Had a lot of books. I just loved to. I carried books around with me. I'd have an armful of books and be walking around campus. And I just loved to be seen with books. Would I actually read those books? Mostly no. They were decorative. They were dust catchers. They were sitting on my bookshelf so people could come in to my room, see the books that I had, see the trophies that I'd won, and be impressed. Books like this, back in my college days, were trophy books. I didn't actually crack them open and begin reading them. And then a few years ago, something really odd happened in my life. I began to see the wisdom in cracking open a lot of these books that I had on my bookshelf and begin following their instruction and their advice. And that's when I noticed so many doors begin to open up for me. When I began to take what I used to think of as trophies and began to use them as tools to use actively in the reconstruction of my own life. And, in life, we have opportunities that come, we have opportunities that go. One business will open up, one opportunity will open up, and another one will begin to close down. And it's easy to kind of get feeling like we are not equipped to handle a lot of the changes that sometimes come at us in life and come at us like super fast without warning. A business can just shut down. especially in online businesses. And it's good to be prepared. I am an advocate in having multiple streams of income, but I'm also an advocate in developing a mindset that tells you, you know what, if I have to shift without notice or with little notice from one business to another business, I am equipped to make that transition. So, yeah, while I still advocate having multiple streams of income and developing multiple streams of income, right now we've got about 5 income streams, 2 of which I'm taking off the back burner and putting on the front burner because of changes going on in our life, changes going on in one of our key businesses that's been our bread and butter for 12 years. I mean, it looks like that's starting to go bye-bye. So yeah, I'm building up other businesses. And mentally, my mindset tells me that I can go ahead and replace that one income stream, the income stream that's been feeding us for 12 years. I can replace that as quickly as I need to because my mindset has now grown using these tools to where the word impossible is stricken from my vocabulary. Almost. I mean, I said it now just to kind of illustrate. But, I don't like using that word because you get that in your mindset. You begin that begins to affect your growth. Bruce Lee famously said, kind of paraphrasing Napoleon Hill, because Bruce Lee was a student of Napoleon Hill, but he once famously said, when you say that something is impossible, you have just made it impossible. And one thing that we read in Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is that Napoleon Hill bought a dictionary, and he looked up in the dictionary the word impossible, and with a pair of scissors, he snipped that entry out of the dictionary because he wanted to make a point. He said, I am eliminating this word from my vocabulary because words are powerful. Words have meaning. Words have impact. Words can impact our minds more strongly than what we would care to admit. And the words that we use every single day affect our growth, either in a positive way or in a negative way. So many people out there online will be chatting back and forth, talking about, this opportunity or that opportunity. And people will be saying, oh, that's a scam. All that stuff is a scam. MLM, that's a scam. Network marketing, that's a scam. What kind of mindset is that? I mean, if we were running around telling everybody all black people are lazy, all brown people are beaners and they're lazy and they're bad, they're evil. All Chinese people are bad, they're wicked, they're evil, they're just wanting to take over our country, If a person displayed that level of prejudice against races, we would call that person racist, and rightly so. But yet that same mindset of prejudice is thrown about online about industries, business opportunities, and hardly anybody raises a protest. And I would just like to say for the record that when you are filling your mind with this stuff, that everything you see online is a scam, you are limiting your growth. You are limiting yourself. Yes, I understand there are so many scams online. I have seen them. I've been bitten by some of them. I have lost money in some of them, but they've taught me. They've taught me what to look for. They've taught me how to spot the genuine article, a legitimate opportunity from a scam. And it's taught me the signs. When a business starts to slow down, when a business starts to scam out, I can now begin to see the signs. And if I'm in that business or somebody that I know is in that business, I can kind of start waving the red flag and saying, okay, you may want to get out of that business because I don't have a very good feeling about it anymore. But if you're running around saying everything is a scam without investigating it first, I mean, that's prejudice. I mean, prejudice, literally prejudging, judging anything or anyone without having all the facts in front of you. And I mean, that's something to avoid. And if you've got a mindset that is just closed, a mind that is closed, a mindset that says prejudice is the way we roll around here. And I mean, I'm talking about prejudice against people, prejudice against sex and sexual orientation, prejudice against businesses, prejudice against industries, prejudice of any kind really needs to be avoided because we need to have all the facts in front of us before we judge anything for ourselves. And it's sad to see a lot of people online prejudging certain businesses before they have any of the facts and just saying, oh, it's a scam. It's not for me. Well, how do you know? Maybe it's not for you, yes, but have you investigated it? Have you looked into it more thoroughly? And you see, the mindset that we use going through our professional lives, very important because, if we lose a job and we think, okay, I can replace this job in a couple of weeks. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to go over my resume, I'm going to brush up on my skill sets, and I'm going to go out tomorrow and I'm going to start interviewing. I'm going to start looking for a replacement to that income stream I just lost. If we look upon it with that kind of a mindset, your odds of success are probably pretty darn good, a lot better than if your mindset says, oh my God, I lost the best job I've ever had. It's the best job I've ever had. It was the best job I will ever have. I will never be able to replace it. If you enter into anything with that kind of a mindset, yeah, you will not grow. You will not replace that job. You will not replace that relationship, whatever it is. If you're looking on it by saying this was the peak of my career and now it's gone, then you know what? You've just reduced yourself to being in the declining twilight years of your own professional life. Some people get into their twilight years at the age of 60, 70, 80. Other people, sadly, get into the twilight years in their 20s and in their 30s. And I mean, I've met some 20-year-olds that just walk around saying, man, I'm getting too old for this, you know what? And it's sad because I'm coming up on 62. I don't feel like I'm getting too old for anything. I've learned a lot in my years, learned a lot of my time, and I plan on learning a whole lot more. And groups like mastermind groups, if you make use of them, you put some effort into them, they work. Your mindset, you make the effort to change your mindset, to improve your mindset. That has the power to dramatically change your life as well. If you learn from looking at the world with a mindset of wealth and abundance rather than with a mindset of poverty and lack, your odds of success jump. They increase dramatically. And it's like I remembered an old story from Wayne Dyer just this morning because it's a story that I feel like I'm living out right now. And I've lived it out too about 40 years ago. But Wayne Dyer shared the story that he was interviewing at this radio station. And the radio station was just in the process of transitioning from music to all news and talk radio. And they were firing a lot of their old DJs. And Wayne Dyer walked into the building. He was talking to the DJs, and they were complaining. They were saying, we're going to be out of a job by next week. The radio station is changing its format. We can't change with that format. We're music DJs. We're not talk radio people. And Wayne Dyer would listen to their stories and then shake their hand and say, congratulations. And they'd look at him like he was some sort of a nut from another planet. Man, have you not listened? I'm being fired. I'm out of a job by next week. And Wayne Dyer would just say, yeah, congratulations, because you know what? A new chapter is opening up in your life. And I would bet 1 year from now, a whole new chapter is going to open up in your life to where you will look back on this as not really you losing your job, but as you being given a gift from the universe to grow, expand, and really blossom. And he shared that wisdom with a lot of the people that were losing their job at that radio station. And then he said he followed up with some of these people about a year later. And he said, yeah, some of these people, they did. They took that advice to heart. One guy wrote a symphony. He was so much into music that, yeah, he took the time to write a symphony, a whole new business, a whole new lifestyle opened up for him. Other people, they went into other fields and blossomed. And yeah, they said, yeah, they looked back on that incident of them losing that job. And they said, that's a positive. They could see in hindsight that that was a positive. Now, when I first heard that story, I was in the process of losing my job. And I was not of the mindset in those days, 40 years ago, to listening to some self-help guru called Wayne Dyer talking about how good it is to have bad things like that happen in your life. And I said, okay, I call BS on this. I'm losing my job. It's the best job that I've ever had. And other people have said that, Ralph, it's really a shame you have to let this go, but it's the best job you've ever had. And now it's like, what are you going to do? And I just went through that experience, not with the mindset that Wayne Dyer recommended, but with a very negative mindset. And for years, I drifted from one minimum wage manual labor job to another, usually staying about 3 years because I had a talent. I had a real knack for picking companies that were on the verge of bankruptcy. I've gotten over that now, thank the creator. But man, back in those days, yeah, I was just poor judgment, poor attitude, poor mindset. And I just drifted for a good number of years from one minimum wage job to another. And then finally, 12, 13 years ago, I just decided, I am sick and tired of just drifting through my life, taking minimum wage junk and saying that's all I'm good for. And I began to revisit that talk that I heard Wayne Dyer share, that story that I heard Wayne Dyer share. And I said, okay, maybe I'm 30 years late in learning this lesson, but I'm going to learn it now. And I am saying goodbye to this minimum wage mentality. And if I can't find my dream job, if I can't find the best job of my life all over again, you know what? I've got the power to build it. And I am going to build my dream job with my own two hands, my own heart, my own mind, my own beliefs. And we began our career, my wife and I, as home-based business people, home-based entrepreneurs. And now I've just gotten it clearly in my head that we can do whatever we need to do. We can do whatever we want to do. And so, yeah, for the last 12 years, we've built a 5-figure income from home. Been very happy with it. Been maybe a little bit too comfortable with it because I've never grown from that income level. But now, the rest of this year, my goal is to make 6 figures a year. And that's my goal right now, this quarter. By 2024, the first day of 2024, want to have a six-figure income, under my belt, happening right now, done for me. And then by the end of 2024, want to have a seven-figure income done for me right now. I'm going to build it. Yeah. But I also believe the universe is working with me, and the universe is giving me everything that I need to realize these goals. But first, I had to open my mind to the possibility. And so many years I wasted on stinking thinking, just a poverty mentality, a mentality of lack rather than a mentality of growth and abundance. And now I'm ready. I'm ready to grow, and I am taking the steps necessary to be an active participant in my own personal growth. For me, that means listening to these books right here on Audible, having them available to me, with my smartphone on Kindle, having them in hardcover, because I'm putting skin in the game when it comes to my own growth. $70 right here worth of books. Not here to brag, but just here to demonstrate I've got real skin in the game when it comes to personal growth, when it comes to growing my business, when it comes to being an active participant in my own growth, my own life, my own business. I'm not afraid to put skin in the game. And that's where a lot of people fall down. They want a free business opportunity. They want free training. They want free this. They want free that. They don't want to put any of their own personal skin in the game. And you know what that means? It means you're not committed. It means you're not committed to your own level of growth. And if you're not committed to anything, do not expect success in anything. You've got to be committed. And I say that from my own experience. 30 freaking years right here, not committed to anything. You know what that got me? Living in a 2-bedroom cabin down by the river. Yeah, we moved up from the van. We don't live in a van down by the river anymore, but we live in a 2-bedroom cabin. It's a nice place, really. It's paid for. But you know what? I want to grow beyond this. I want to grow into a mansion on the hill. And I've got what it takes to do it. I know that. And we are on the path to doing that. But I had to get over that stinking thinking, that poor mindset, and just telling myself the same sad story over and over again, being on the pity pot for so many freaking years. So many years that were wasted, just gone, water under the bridge. And now, back when I was 50, I began to see the error of my ways, began to grow, began to take charge, began to take responsibility for my life, my own recovery, my own personal recovery from alcohol, my own personal recovery economically, taking responsibility for my own financial freedom. And now I'm wanting to take it to the next level and the next level and the next level. And I know I can do it because I am doing it. I've been doing it. I just need to scale it up a little bit more, and then scale it up a little more and more and more. And now I can see the world is just ready for my success, because I am ready for my success. Bruce Lee was once asked by a student, what do we do when circumstances are working against us? And Bruce Lee just looked at that student and said, circumstances? I make my own circumstances. And I think that's the thought to leave us with right here in this stream. Yeah, you got to learn how to make your own circumstances in life. Create your own luck, build your own success. There are a lot of resources out there to help you do it. Some of them are even free. And one of them is right here. Go to ralphshomebiz.com/growrich, hook you up with a free Grow Rich Mastermind call that we do every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. And if you can't make the live call, you can always have access to the latest recording. And we talk about, our lives. We talk about what we've learned. We talk about, we hear from like 6 and 7 figure earners and even 8 figure earners where they started from in their lives and how they built success in their lives. I would say everybody on the call has used this book right here, Think and Grow Rich. And this is one of the books that we use daily, almost daily, in our mastermind call. We alternate between one book and another, but this is one of our core books that we have in the curriculum, Think and Grow Rich. And you go to that address right there, ralphshomebiz.com/growrich. You get access to this book in PDF format. So you don't have to be like old Ralph here and spend $30, getting this in hardcover. If you can't afford that right now, I understand. Our first businesses we did on a shoestring budget. I had to make use of PDF documents and all the free resources I could make use of online. But then once we started growing our business, I began to grow my own mindset. I began to invest in my own training, and I see the wisdom in that too. But yeah, you get access to that book. You get access to this book in PDF format. You also get access to a lot of other books in PDF format. And I mean, this call right here, you can get into it free of charge. There is never a fee to call in, and just listen to the shares that we hear, the people that we hear from, the stories of growth and success, the stories of people sharing what they're doing right now. Because a lot of people on this call, they are not successful right now, but they are growing their success. And we're being led by other folks that have been where a lot of other people are at right now, have learned from those experiences, and have become successful in spite of those experiences. And they share their experience, strength, and hope with a lot of the newcomers coming into the group. And so, yeah, this is just beautiful. We hear from successful people. We hear from average people sharing their success. And we hear from average people that have not found their success yet, but are putting, their best foot forward. They're becoming active. They're wanting to learn. They're wanting to grow, and they're seeking out their own growth. You get all those resources right there in that group. It's the Grow Rich Mastermind Call and the Grow Rich Collection. Get access to it absolutely free. Go to my link, ralphshomebiz.com/growrich. It's waiting for you. Just call in every day, Monday through Friday, or listen to the recording, and then find the books in PDF format. Go through those books, use them. Don't just let them sit in cyberspace. Use them. Decide for yourself if you want to go ahead and invest in hard copies for yourself, maybe even some hard copies. And and just decide that you're going to be an active participant in your own growth. If you've been drifting on the wind for so many years like I was, then the time to stop drifting is now. You can decide to become an active part of your own life, become an active participant in your growth, and just take responsibility, take charge, and make things happen in your own life. Quit hoping for luck and start creating your own luck. And I mean, the guidance is out there. The guidance is out there. The motivation is out there. You can do it. I think I had a trashy mindset when I was in my 20s and 30s and 40s. And then by the time I got into my 50s, I decided I can't live like this anymore. I gotta grow. I've got to find my level of success. And things have changed for me ever since I made that decision to become an active participant in my own life. And it can for you too. Just decide you want to hit that next level of growth, whatever that next level is for you, and then do what it takes to make it happen. And yeah, we're all climbing that mountain of success. Hope to see you there at the top. Hope to see you along the way. There's no reason to be stuck down at the bottom. So, on that note, I am going to wrap up this live stream. Thanks for dropping by, and let me know in the comments down below what tools and resources you use that you find helpful in your life. No affiliate links, please. Just tell me what tools that you use, and yeah, share that with us. And then if folks want to get the affiliate link, they can see your name down in the comment section, and they can look you up online, just like people do with me. So yeah, thanks for dropping by. We will catch you in the next stream, and until then, take care and God bless.